Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to MarkTalk. I'm your host, Mark Levy, and of course, that's my shirt today, and also a truth fact about how I believe in things. You have to be excellent to each other. I cannot wait until this new Bill and Ted movie. It's so exciting to me because I love my Bill and Ted and grew up watching those movies, and I still love them still to this day. So that's just where I'm on that situation. Today is going to be a fun one on Mark Talk. For those that don't know, almost forgot about that right there. The ticker, it tells you what to do. So like always, gonna be a fun time here. If you like what you see, please give a thumbs up. If you want to be notified when we're live, when I post new things, please click subscribe. It all helps. Very happy with the reception of these shows. Got a really big one happening on Wednesday that I'm very, very excited about. But today, as you probably figured out, today is going to be an Ask Me Anything. I did this last week and I got a pretty good response. And I'm doing it again today because it felt like a fun thing to do. And that's the most important thing. You know, if it's fun, keep doing it. As long as it doesn't hurt people or yourself. I don't believe in self-harm or other harm. Be a good person. As the shirt says, be excellent to each other. So I posted on my Facebook and my Twitter. AMA questions are open. I'm a very open book about my thoughts and my opinions, and I'd rather be open about my thoughts and my opinions on my channel while doing Mark Talk for you guys today. So I got a bunch of questions that I'm very, very excited to answer for you, and might as well get started. Also, let you know, Mark Talk happens Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. We might extend to more shows a week. We haven't decided yet fully if that's happening yet. But right now, we're just Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And rather keep the content good, solid, and somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes if possible. So without further ado, let's dive into these questions. Some of these are going to be hard-hitting, some of these will not. And that's part of the fun of it, right? Okay, so Sam Baum asks, my top 5 favorite plays the last 10 years. So as those that know, I live in New York and I see a lot of theater out here. And I do my best to see as much as I don't just stick to Broadway. I don't stick to Broadway, off Broadway. I do as much as I can and see as much as I can. So I'm going to do my best to give a couple of each category if I can, in each category. So I'm going to definitely say in the last 10 years that I will have to say, Is This a Room, which I actually think I mentioned on a different episode. It's a play that's used from the dialogue of Reality Winner when she was being taken in. It's an amazing piece of theater. I also want to put in Shuffle Along, which is a really cool musical that was on Broadway for a few years back. That really hit me in the right spots. It was all about the creation of the musical Shuffle Along, and it had Brian Six Mitchell, Audrey McDonald, a lot of other great people in it. Let me think. Do I want to do that? Fuck yeah, I'll put Hamilton in there. I mean, it's a great show. I love every second of it. I know it feels a little cliche to put that there, but I loved it. I'm also going to put, what else do I want to put in there for sure? I want to put, let's put in, I want to put something immersive. I love immersive theater so much. Okay, let me think. I'm going to say, so Third Rail is this company that does a lot of really interesting things. I really like the show they did at Lincoln Center called Ghostlight, where it was seen like it was seen inside of a theater. It was all about the ghosts inside of a theater. So there was that, and I really enjoyed that a lot. Let me think what else. K-pop. I don't know if you guys saw K-pop, but K-pop is this really cool musical all about creating a K-pop band, and you follow K-pop bands in an immersive environment. It's really cool. I love immersive theater. It's a really big thing for me. I love it. It's a really cool show. Great question, Sam. This one's a little bit easier. Aiden Stark McLean asks, favorite musical before 2000, favorite musical after 2000. Favorite musical before 2000 would probably be How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. Although Rent gives that a real run for its money. Rent's one of my all-time favorite musicals. Favorite musical after 2000 would probably have to be... I think it's going to have to be Adding Machine. It's this really weird musical that's a musical adaptation of a weird play from like the 1920s that really is dark, and the musical is dark, and it's very operatic and very, very cool. Um, and I like game-changing musicals. I like that. I like being shocked in a good way by theater. For our next question, Noah Wesley Parks asks, do you eat chips on a sandwich? I have eaten chips on a sandwich. I'm okay with chips on a sandwich. I don't think it's a big game changer. I like that. It adds a little bit of crisp and crunch to it. But sometimes I'd rather have my chips separate from my sandwich, but I'm not opposed to that. That's a very real fact about me. I think that they are a pretty cool thing. So Justin Avery Smith asks, is a hot dog a sandwich? I do not believe a hot dog is a sandwich. I do agree that a sandwich does need to be bread needs to be surrounding the item, but I do strictly believe that a sandwich is two pieces of bread. So I do not believe that. Okay. Our next question is from Jackie Lawrence. She asks, favorite Doctor and why? So I got some clarification on this question because she is a Doctor Who, and she meant favorite Doctor Who Doctor and why. And I would have to say that would have to be for me, Matt Smith. I'm not the biggest Doctor Who person, but I watched every episode Matt Smith was part of Doctor Who, and I looked at his companions. I thought it was a lot of fun while that was happening. I have watched other Doctors Who's also, and like David Tennant, and a couple of others, but I never really got into them other than Matt Smith. And I like what he did. I think he was a cool guy, and the show was really cool. Jared Laxer asked a question based off of Jackie's question. Favorite fictional Doctor, not in the Who sense. All right, so I'm going to go. There's two. George Clooney in ER, because I'm a big George Clooney fan. So that'd be Dr. Doug something. And this is going to be even more intense. Dr. Drake Ramore from Friends. Yes. Joey Tribbiani's doctor that he played on General Hospital and Friends, because that was the best doctor. One of the best doctors, in my full opinion, in that regard. And the comedy happened from him. All right. So next question. Braden Lauer asks, what was your hair like when you were young? How does your hair or beard or hairstyle impact your self-perception on your or way you present yourself? So my grandparents lost their hair very, very young. My grandpa was balder than me at 25. I'm 34. And I started losing my hair at the start of college, pretty much. I thought it was partially because the water on by my campus that I was living in. I went to college. My first school when this happened was Florida School of the Arts in Palatka, Florida. And basically, I started noticing I was losing my hair, and I was like, oh, crap. Also around this time is when I realized I could grow facial hair pretty good. And not just grow facial, but grow facial hair, not just have a little line or a little crappy little beard. I realized I could actually grow mustaches, beards, etc. So I started playing around facial, but never really fully adopted a beard lifestyle until a few years ago. My beard is not permanent either. I'm a character actor, so I'm not married to my beard. My beard is a resting beard, as in when I'm not required for a performance or whatever, the beard is here unless it's not needed. The way it's weird because I have looked older than I am basically since I was 18. I've always been a very mature-ish person, because I'm a tall dude and I hold myself in a way that people think is mature until I start talking. So people always thought I was a little bit older. The facial hair, it was weird because I now finally look my age, but for a while I did not. And I feel like I've heard people use this as an interesting phrase that when they call this their adult hair and this their baby hair. So since you're an adult, you can do whatever you want with this hair as long as you can do something with this hair. And I think it's good because it completes the picture. I don't know. I like my beard. I think it's great. And I have no issue evolving this type of stuff at all. It's fine. It's who I am. I like who I am. It took me a long time to like who I am. but I love who I am. I think I'm a really awesome person. Let's see if there's any YouTube comments or anything like that. Still nothing. If you guys want, make any comments or questions, please put in the chat. I will gladly answer any question that I see. All right, so Eric Danforth asks, my favorite childhood cartoons and my best staycation ideas. Favorite childhood cartoons would have to be Rocko's Modern Life and pretty much the whole original Nicktoon lineup, which would be Rugrats, Doug, and Ren and Stimpy, which I still love Ren and Stimpy and all those shows. I was a big Nicktoons kid. I also loved Scooby-Doo and Johnny Bravo a lot, and I enjoyed Looney Tunes a lot. So that's where that is in that regard. What else? Staycation ideas. I've basically been on staycation now for 4 months. What I did was I watched a lot of TV and completed TV shows that I've always wanted to see. And I enjoyed it. And I watched a lot of international television or reality shows like Survivor and, well, international versions of Survivor and other stuff too. But yeah, and staycations, like the biggest thing about staycations is you have to like look inward, see what you have to do to make yourself be the best version of what you want your staycation to be. If it's forced like this one currently, be smart, be social distant, be good to people, be kind. That's always a big thing. If someone's on their staycation mode, just let them be. But yeah, that's a really good question. Tony Blanco asks, what is my dream creative project? That's pretty easy. As an actor, writer, creator, etc., I've always loved immersive theater, where people might think it's very, very real, even outside the walls of a theater. So I think it'd be really cool to take a few people on a theatrical journey to a site-specific location. They might not know what's going to happen. Yeah, and also like I fucking love doing comedy and love making people laugh. That's a big thing for me, because making people laugh is the most important thing in the world to me. Because if you have, as Conan O'Brien said, a day without laughter is a day wasted, and I subscribe to that theory. Emily Paddock asks, top 5 places to eat in New York. Oh, this is such a great question. I'm going to start off because I love myself a good old deli. We're going to go with Junior's in Brooklyn because that is the best deli in Brooklyn. Katz is more famous, but it's not as good. I'm going to say best pizza would have to be Prince Street Pizza on Prince Street in Soho. Delicious, nice, good. Oh, my God, perfect slice of pizza. Chinese food. Oh, there's too many. There's a lot. I'm also going to say for Thai food, I love Born Thai in Park Slope. Other places that I really love. My brain's just going scattered now. And I've read these questions briefly, so let me think what else I love food-wise. There's this really great sake and oyster bar in the Upper West Side around 72nd Street. I forget the name of it, but it's delicious. And they also have karaoke there too, if I'm not mistaken. It's a really weird place, but it's delicious. And I'm going to say for the last one, this is tough. Let me think. I really enjoy eating food. I'm so bad at recommending places. It's hilarious. Actually, Italy has a lot of great places inside of Italy, and I think Italy's got some great food there. So I'll just say Italy. Sunshine Julio Ortega asks, what is the best type of French fry? That's going to be the waffle cut fry because you got a lot of fry in there, and it's always cool how the texture tastes, in my personal opinion. I think it's really fun to eat. Sunshine Julio Ortega asks, another question, is there a common myth about depression that I'd like to dispel? Yes. As a person who's had depression since they're diagnosed since they're a little over 15, I'd say that depression, that people that are depressed, you can tell are depressed. Like myself, I don't come off like a depressed person unless I'm like very, very sad. And I think that's a very weird thing because I think there's a lot of different kinds of depression out there. My depression is kind of like where I can be very social. And I think people limit their idea of what depression is. And that's not a good idea because if you limit things, then you don't understand the full possibilities of things. And that's my personal opinion when it comes to depression. Of course, if you need help, please reach out to a therapist if you need more help. National Suicide Lifeline is incredible. And the Samaritans of New York is a great resource if you are in the New York City area. But depression is something that matters a lot to me. So if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. I'll say that also. But yeah, just want to give that the time because honestly, like a lot of people think that depressed people are only like actively depressed, like actively looking depressed. Favorite video game franchise? That's gonna be the Grand Theft Auto series. I think those games are fucking hilarious and fucking fun, and that's the most important thing sometimes because video games should be fun and hilarious, so they can be. My dad, Sandy Levy, asks, who is my favorite Tevye on Broadway? So, yeah, I'm a big Fiddler on the Roof person. I've seen the show on Broadway. I've seen the show a lot. I did the show in ninth grade. I was the rabbi, which means I had my first and only singing solo in a musical, which was Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. Also, I was like 20 pounds of makeup, long beard, all that stuff. Not this beard because I didn't have it back then, but they're like the beard was like that tall and on my face. All right, so to answer this question, it would be Danny Burstein in the most recent Broadway revival. I think he's incredible. He's one of my favorite actors out there, and he was just a really great Tevye. Lots of warmth, and it was just a really beautiful production. Justin Brasher asks, who is the best Batman, and why is it Justin Conroy? He is not my favorite Batman. I'm going to say something controversial right now, and I'm very okay with it. It's not my favorite Batman movie, but I think this is a perfect Batman. Val Kilmer. I think Val Kilmer is the best Batman because what he did as Batman in a silly movie was great. He also looks like how you want Bruce Wayne to look. Not the strongest guy, pretty decent look. Well, actually, great look is Val Kilmer. And I thought he played both roles of Bruce Wayne and Batman great. I think it's the kind of situation that you deal a lot with the Peter Parker situation. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. And I feel like most actors that play him are only good at one or the other. Tom Holland's good at both. And I think Val Kilmer is the closest to being good at both when it comes to Batman. My personal opinion, Kevin Conroy, though, is great at his voice work on it, and I will not deny that. Zachary Kruskal asks, why can't men cry without feeling horrible? See, I don't agree with that. I think that societal standards doesn't help this either. I think that as society changes for the better, that most people understand that what is okay isn't what they think necessarily. So, for example, being a straight, cis, hetero, white male myself, I'm very okay crying. I always have been very okay crying. I've been very in touch with my feelings as a human being my whole life. I do believe that that this is changing. I don't think most men feel horrible when they cry. That is coming from my personal opinion about things. I really don't think that men feel horrible when they cry. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that that's a thing necessarily, that men feel horrible when they cry. But I'm also myself, and I can't really. I know for a fact that when I cry, I don't feel horrible. I see we have a question popping in on the YouTube chat. Which sequester mini is my favorite? Which mini did I have the most fun playing? Okay, so that's there we go. It's now there. Because I saw it in the YouTube version before I saw it in my StreamYard. That's the way technology is sometimes, guys. This is a fun question. I'm going to assume that these are the ones that I played in. So my favorite that I played in is going to be the Broadway one. It's the best I did. I came in 4th place, which I am very honored by. I had a lot of fun. I was scared shitless for half that game. The reason why is because I was a target for more than half that game. And that's a lot of stress, honestly, when you think about it. I was a target for probably about 2 hours of that game. Like a target. And that's not fun. But I made it to the Final Four, and it proved to me that 5:30, which was my first game, which was on May 30th, 5:30, was kind of a fluke, and that I wasn't terrible, which was something that I was dealing with for about 6 weeks before that game. Which made it the most fun playing. That would actually be Tri-State. Even though Tri-State I did not do as well, I came in 12th place. I had a lot of fun because I was very friends with most of the cast of Tri-State, and that made it a lot of fun for me. And that question is still up. Why is it still up? I will take that down. And also we got that really weird moment where for 10 minutes of the game, Kevin Falk is screaming at me who Kevin is. A friend. For those who don't know, Kevin is a friend of mine, and I don't know how to handle that by saying I'm not targeting you. And if you look back, you can look at if you go goodies4.me/multiview, you can watch the whole Tri-State mini, and you'll see about halfway into the game, Kevin Falk loses his mind at round 7 and starts targeting me. And I had no idea why until I found out later. Our friend Billy caused that. But I had so much fun playing that game. I didn't feel like a crazed target for most of that game, which was really nice. And I had a good time. I'm going to see if there's any more questions that came in. Nothing came in. So we're going to get ready to wrap up the show. If you have any comments of the show, please come here, tweet at me at MarkLevy85. That's very, very important. And let me know that you like the show. We're almost at 50 subscribers, which is really insane to me. It means a lot to me. I'm just a small-time actor here in New York. But the most exciting thing of news this week, coming on Wednesday, I have my interview day with Tony Tevye from Survivor South Africa South. She is incredible. I met her recently through the World of Sequester. She played it twice, and she's really nice, and I'm very excited to talk to her live. I'll be in Brooklyn. She'll be in South Africa, and we will be talking about Sequester and life and whatever you guys want me to talk about. If you have any questions, please send me to MarkLevy85 on Twitter or here, or email me. Reach out to me, guys. This has been really fun. I cannot wait to see you guys on Wednesday. And thank you for tuning in. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.